Hey guys, and welcome to game number 92 out of 100 of the Mack vs. Machine series, where I'll be playing 100 games of Scrabble against the top online bot, HastyBot. We're currently sitting at 54.5 wins, so we need 6 more wins if we want to try to pass the 60 win mark in this series, and we have 9 more games, including this one, to do it. So we definitely need to keep winning if we're going to want to pass that mark, so hopefully we'll be able to get another one here today in game number 92. HastyBot opens with Karoo, and we've got a decent looking rack. I don't think any bingos that are going to play. Yeah, we need an S for Orthosis. I don't think anything works with the tiles in Karoo, unfortunately. So, I guess, what do we want to do? Maybe just ooh over here? Scores 18 points, keeps a very strong leave. Do I have any double-doubles? Shortia, Thorias, Airshot. None of those are double-doubles. I guess there's also just OH. Not a big fan of that, though. I mean, I guess the OR isn't that easy to overlap, especially with the K gun. You could have an F or a C. Yeah, FCM, I'll go there. I'm not too keen on giving back that spot if I don't have to. I'm not even really sure IORST is much better than IRST, if at all. So probably just ooh for a couple fewer points is fine. Yeah, I think the two plays are fairly close. I'm guessing Static will prefer OH by a little bit. But OOH just keeps things a little bit tighter and makes it a little bit harder for him to score. So I'm going to play that. Alright, so the bot bingos with strands have nitrils, but it might not play now, unfortunately. Yeah, I think he blocked it. Do I have any 8s? No, nothing through that A. Nothing through the O either. So that's definitely unfortunate. But okay. Now, do I have any double-doubles here? Maybe not. Enthrall. Inhale. No, that doesn't work. Huh. Maybe I don't. That is a really annoying rack, just because I only have 1 pointer, so I'm not going to be able to score really any points. I might have to fish. I wonder if something like Hail is crazy. He just played off 2 S's. There's only 1 S unseen. So it's pretty unlikely that he drew it. Yeah, the odds of him having drawn it are only probably about 10%, because there's still 70... So there were 78 tiles in the bag when he drew, and he only drew 7. So yeah, it's just 7 out of 78. There's only like a 9% chance he drew the S, which is pretty slim. If I can draw 1 vowel, like any of AE, I'll have a very good chance to hit something there next turn. Or at the minimum through that A in strands. I feel like, given my deficit, this is a good play. I'm not going to really score any more points elsewhere, and it gives me some strong upside for my next turn. I'm not really worried about him using a blank there. I mean, he's not going to burn a blank for 20, 30 points just to block that spot. So it's aggressive, but I mean, I'm down 80. I have a good rack. I can't really score, so I think this makes sense. Okay, so he just plays QI. Turnips doesn't fit. Well, I guess, yeah, I could play turnips with poo. I also have puritans, though, which scores more. Scores 90, so that's gotta be my best play. Wow, okay, so a 9-letter bingo for the bot, anatomized through the IS. And again, we're not in a good position here, unfortunately. A lot of duplicates, and another one of those racks with a bunch of low-scoring tiles that doesn't really do anything if you don't have a bingo. And there are no bingos here, so we need to figure out what we want to do. There's still that Hail spot, which, now that I don't have an S, isn't so exciting. I don't really want to play Hailer. It doesn't actually even score that many points. It's only 18 points, and it keeps 2 eyes. Can't really do anything above here, just because I don't have anything that goes before an A other than the D. I'd love to get rid of REI. Maybe just that here. I don't know, I hate scoring only 13 points, but I do also like blocking that spot. I don't want him to just score 40 or 50 points easily and start completely running away with this game. So I think something like that might be called for. Because usually when you're down, you want to avoid keeping scoring spots open, and when you're up, you want to have scoring spots just because the person who's down usually is going to need to try to bingo, and that'll leave the scoring spots open for the person who's ahead to just pad their lead. So I think given the score, this makes sense to try to take that away from the bot. I mean, with this kind of lead, I'm not going to really be going for anything big there anyway. So, alright, let's go ahead and do that. Another bingo for HastyBot, playing insanely through the S, and we draw FGY, which is not what we wanted. So it's already looking pretty bleak. And I kind of need to open something up, I feel like. Maybe Fiery? It's a lot of points. It's 46. I don't have a T or an S to hook F, but there are still a few left. It's also just so many points. I mean, I guess I'll be down 100 after that. It's still extremely unlikely I'm going to come back, but I feel like this gives me as good a shot as I'm going to get. So let's do it. Okay, HastyBot plays Fought. Another kind of clunky rack here. Almost Oilbird or Globoid. Libido, unfortunately, doesn't work because of LE. Maybe Buy and Biog. Fought is an annoying play. It really does exhaust a lot of space, and of course it doesn't take an S. So it's a good play by the bot. I think Biog is probably fine. Sets up another S hook, which, again, I don't have, but I need to take that kind of risk when I'm down. There's only one S left, but I'm going to probably need to draw that, and likely the blank, too, if I'm going to make any kind of comeback. So I think that's reasonable. Okay, D game, have be Devil. I don't think that's going to play, unfortunately. Believed doesn't work through this E. And that was a lot of points, too, for the bot. Yeah, I'm down 130. It's going to be pretty tough at this point. Yeah, I don't even know here. Do I just play Evil? BED is not a particularly good leave. The problem is I'm going to need 2 bingos to win at this point, and I'm just running out of space to do that. Both in terms of actual space on the board and tiles left in the bag. I don't know, I mean, I need to still score some points. Is it worth playing something like Live? I mean, this is terrible for spread, right? Like, there's still D, N, R, S, and C, and the odds that he has one of those after that kind of turnover with 6 tiles in this bag is pretty high. I mean, I could go for it. It's a very good leave I'm keeping. If somehow he doesn't block that and I hit something with Lived, I could maybe get back into the game. It just seems so unlikely he's not going to have something there. I think it's a pretty reckless play, even at this score. I'm going to play Evil. Maybe I can draw something big from that L somehow. I don't even know. It's going to be pretty tough. Okay, so he plays Moanic, a nice defensive play since the C can't be overlapped, and we pull the X, which is definitely not what we need here since we want to be bingoing. Don't see anything particularly good with the X. We just X'd over here. I think either way we're pretty lost. I don't see us making back this deficit this late in the game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything else. I mean, we need to get rid of the X and at least 1, if not 2 of those E's if we want any chance to bingo next turn. Maybe Dex just to keep it a little bit more open and not block the L. That might be a bit better. Yeah, I think Dex. It also scores a lot more points. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, Prez, and yeah, we just drew JVW, so at this point the game is officially over, and I'm just going to try to do as much damage control as possible here. Yeah, with that pool, I'm definitely still concerned that HastyBot could bingo either next to Prez, making za, or through the I and the L on the bottom. I can't really do anything about both lanes at once. Well, actually I could. I could play Jewel. So, I guess the question is, do I want to just concede that I'm not going to bingo and try to save spread and stop the bot from bingoing? I probably do. I mean, I'm never winning this game at this point. Being down 140. There's no way. And, I mean, with that pool, and considering what I have on my rack, the bot is going to be way closer to a bingo than I'm going to be for the rest of the game. So I think this makes sense from a spread standpoint. There's also Jebel. Maybe that's better, just because the W overlaps next to Prez. The W is probably a better tile for scoring than the B, actually, on this board. Although Jebel does take a front D that he might have, and he might be able to make a nice play there. So that's kind of a trade-off. I'm not sure. I think the W is enough of an improvement for me. BV is really, really bad together. Here I could draw stuff like Waved. I think I'm going to play Jebel. And he does have the D, so... Oh, and now I draw S blank after all that. Huh. That's funny. So too little too late. But let's see if we can play a decent endgame here. We're obviously going to be losing, but see if I can maybe cut this to like 130 or something. AACTT is what HastyBot has left, so he's not going to be going out with that. He'll be going out in 2, but not in 1. So I probably just need to find my best out in 2. What is that going to be? Like, can I do something like Awe, trying to set up a big play here? No, he probably just plays Cat and blocks. I mean, it's still not bad. If he plays Cat, I can probably score a lot with Cat and Awa. I can probably still score a lot on column O. It's not a bad idea. I could also just play like a Vow or something. Or maybe Awe over here. How much can I score with this? I guess I have stuff with Biogs. Yeah, this is probably just better. I mean, stuff like Saved and Biogs is going to score pretty well too. And I guess he can block it with, well, you can't really block it with Act. I'll just play Vases or something under that, or even something with Acta. And if he plays Acta, I have Savate for a lot. So I think this looks pretty good to me. Because, yeah, he can't block without, I don't think, giving me something else. I mean, what if he just plays it? Then he's sacrificing a ton of points, and I can still go out somewhere, I'd imagine, right? I mean, I have mobs through this U at the minimum. That's probably not even worth it for the bot to do that, though. So yeah, alright, let's just play Awe. Okay, and the bot does go with Acta, so yeah, I'll go with Savate for 36 to go out. And I do cut it to 104, so not bad considering I started this endgame down almost 150. Yeah, I don't know, I feel okay about that game. I think I just got outdrawn early on and just never really got what I needed to come back. So, we'll take a look, but I don't think I made any egregious mistakes. You never know, though. Yeah, so I thought OH might come up a little bit higher on static, and maybe it's a slightly better play. Oh, there's also OHO over here, which I didn't actually consider. But again, I mean, I think OO makes sense over OHO. Just it's only one less point, and I'm giving back a lot of counterplay here. There's 2 Fs he could have for that spot, 2 Cs, 2 Ms. So I think it's fine to play OO for just one less to not give back those overlaps. I guess, yeah, the question is IORST versus IRST. It's probably just about a coin flip. It looks like HastyBot actually ranks them exactly equal, since the equity on O, 35.8, is almost exactly 2 points higher than the equity on OO, 33.82, and O scores 2 more points. So yeah, the leaves are basically a wash. So yeah, for 2 points, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not that big a deal to give back this spot. Hard to say. O is probably reasonable. I think OO is also reasonable. So I think it's sort of stylistic preference. I generally prefer not giving back those easy overlaps if I can help it. So I'm fine with ooh, maybe a small mistake. So yeah, the bot plays strands, and yeah, I did see Haint, but I just wasn't particularly excited about this play. I mean, 16 points, keeping ILRS, which is a pretty awkward leave that could definitely turn sour, especially it's very sensitive to duplicates, right? Like duplicate I's are really bad, duplicate R's are really bad, duplicate L's are pretty bad too. Like duplicate T's are not nearly as bad, so I think keeping the T makes more sense with Hal, right? Like if I draw another T, I can still draw Transit, Stinter. Like ILRRS is so awkward to work with, so that leave is just very, very dicey. Yeah, INRST is much more likely. So bingo, and like I said, he just played 2 S's. There's only 1 left in the bag in addition to the one I have now. So I think Hale is fine here. It's aggressive, but I think the aggression is warranted. Oh, so he had the blank already with QI. So yeah, very good position for the bot. I do get down Puritans for 90, but my comeback is short-lived after Anatomize. And let's see, the bot wants me to play Ride here for 18. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess the D is possibly not worth 5 points here. It does still leave that scoring spot open. It's not the easiest scoring spot to hit, I guess. But something like Chew would really, really hurt. And REI does a much better job at blocking that. And the D has still got to help my bingo percentage. I mean, there's this S to work with, there's this L. I do have some lines. I don't know, it's probably close. I guess Ride does still give me one more shot at the S or the blank for the Hales hook, which is still quite important. As well as maybe the P for Pooh, which could become important later. So maybe I should have just done that. I guess there's also Ired over here, which is not bad. So, yeah, maybe I should have just scored a few more points. I could live with Ired, actually. I mean, it still does allow some big scoring plays here, not as many. So, I don't know. I mean, it's debatable. I think maybe a small mistake, if anything, but either play is reasonable. And yeah, now I'm definitely in some trouble. Oh, I missed Edify. That's probably better, just to keep a more balanced leave. EGR is considerably better than DG. I guess both plays do open the board a little bit, right? Fiery. The nice thing about Fiery is this line is pretty hard to block for him if he doesn't have a T or S. Whereas after Edify, it's pretty easy for him to just play parallel above or below the IFY or through the I or the F and take care of most of these lines regardless of what he has. So the opening after Fiery could prove slightly more annoying for the bot to deal with. But the improved leave after Edify is probably enough to justify playing that. So yeah, unfortunately I just didn't see Edify in that spot. I played Fiery pretty quickly after seeing it. So yeah, probably a small mistake here. Not a huge mistake. I mean, Fiery is still more points, and it does make an opening. So it's not a bad play, but Edify is probably just a little bit better. So yeah, the bot plays Fought. Biog is probably about all I can do here. Yeah, Digami, nice play to score a lot of points. Yeah, nothing plays here. Bedevil, Believed, Evil. I mean, Bed is kind of throwing in the towel, I feel like, just blocking that line. It's really bleak here, whatever I do. I think Evil is fine. Moonic is another good play by HastyBot, putting that C there, which is really annoying for me to deal with. And yeah, at this point, my winning percentage has got to be pretty close to 0. I'm going to need to hope that... I mean, there's not even that much garbage. I guess there's UVWW. I need to hope that the bot drew like UVWW and has to exchange, and I can draw some big bingo to the L, but it's not going to happen realistically at this point. And yeah, after Prez, I decided to just throw in the towel. I figure, like I said, I mean, I have JVWB. There's all kinds of good bingo tiles unseen, and I felt like for spread at this point, I mean, I'm not winning, right? Even if I bingo once, I'm not winning. There's no way. Even if I get a 100-point bingo with the J, I'm going to fall well short. So there's no reason to try to play for a win here, and thus if I'm playing for spread, I have to concede to the fact that the bot is more likely to bingo given an average draw in that pool than I am with what I have. So as such, I think it makes sense to take out the bingo lines, which is why I played Jebel. The bot played Wood, and oh, should I have played Swive? I don't think that would have been better, because I'm not going to get a lot of points for AA. I mean, I have AA over here, but I think just Awe is a better sequence. Seve or Savage. to go out. Yeah, okay. So overall, not particularly unhappy with how I played. I think a couple of small mistakes or questionable plays. I think Do instead of O on the opening turn was debatable. REI over Ired or Ride was debatable. Fiery was probably a small mistake instead of Edify. So a couple of turns where maybe I could have done a little bit better. Definitely nothing major, though. I think I just, ran into an onslaught of bingos and scoring plays by HastyBot that I couldn't quite recover from. So yeah, that's that for this one. I don't think there's too much else to say here. It's still an interesting game. I had some chances, I feel like, until the last couple of plays. But yeah, so thanks again for watching, guys. We are now going to stay at 54.5 wins, and we've got 8 games to go, so we need to win 6 out of the next 8 if we want to pass the 60-win mark. So it's going to be tough, but you never know. It can definitely happen, so we're going to hopefully come back better for game number 93. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks again, guys, and have a good one. Bye-bye.